An update on Regs. Oh, there's gonna be a fight. HBAR and XRP. What the heck is happening price-wise? Paxos applying for that trust bank license. Crcl earnings is coming up. We'll also talk.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
What's happening to HBAR? We'll talk about it because, yeah, the volume is up there, but the price is starting to swing on down. Below key levels, 25 cents, you know what I'm talking about, and it's deep red up on the screen. Now, before we get into crypto news, you know the deal. Your comments come first. Why? Because you, the viewer, matter most. Chris Stong starts us off and says, wishing you many juicy rips from the bubbler and a great day, Sir Klaus. Appreciate you on a daily basis. I'm feeling better. I'm getting projects done around the house. How's that for being a productive dad? DIY Wellcraft. I'm doing some DIY projects. Yeah, baby. ETH is the blue-haired giraffe in the groom. Not crypto. Not a meme. It identifies as its own coin. Well done. I love the wit. BTC hit that 120 mark. Couldn't hold it. ETH still strong at 42.48. XRP at 316. We're going to talk price-wise. But first, Crcl set to release its first quarterly earnings report since its IPO launch. All right. This is where the rubber hits the road. See, this is one of the cool things about companies that go public. We get to see their financials and earnings every quarter. Crcl, ticker symbol CRCL, the stablecoin issuer, has seen a meteoric rise since its IPO in June, which launched at $31 per share. Now we get to see what its report is for quarter two, baby. Wall Street expects Crcl to post a quarter two loss when it reports before the market open on Tuesday. So it's going to be tomorrow morning before the opening bell. I will get you those results tomorrow. And what's going to happen to Crcl's price? Hit that notification bell and subscribe button so you don't miss out. Do you think Crcl is going to meet expectations, or do you think they're going to tumble? Ooh, let me know in those comments down below. Also, we're going to see if it lives up to the hype. Now, we've got Ripple applying for a trust bank license. Paxos is reapplying. Why? Well, because their application lapsed and they want in on this action. Now, there's a good detail in here that you need to hear about. It explains perfectly why Ripple wants to get in on the action. Paxos Trust Company, the cryptocurrency firm behind PayPal's $1 billion PYUSD stablecoin, is once again seeking to become federally regulated trust bank as a digital asset companies push deeper into the U.S. financial system. The company confirmed on Monday, that's today, that it applied with the OCC, yeah, you know me, the Office of the Comptroller of Currency, for a national trust bank charter. If approved, Paxos would convert its current limited purpose trust license from a New York Department of Financial Services into a federal charter. Here's the key, all right? Unlike traditional banks, the license would not allow Paxos to take retail deposits or make loans. Instead, it would permit the firm to custody customer assets, process payments more quickly, and operate under a source familiar with the application described as the highest level of regulatory oversight that carries more weight in the U.S. and globally. Essentially, they could custody their own stuff. Same thing with Ripple. They would be able to custody their own stuff. Paxos first applied in 2020, received preliminary conditional approval in 2021, but the application lapsed in 2023. Now that we have a more pro-crypto-friendly regime in office, do you think they're going to be granted this time around? And how fast until Ripple gets approved if they do? Because we know the bigs out there in the traditional finance market don't want it to happen. Now, listen to this. Update on Regaronis, then we're going to talk price-eronies. Top U.S. Democrats signals fight over crypto market structure. Here's the big issue we got. Okay. We know the Dems are going to throw a fight, right? Elizabeth Warren's going to throw a fight. Maxine Waters, the Shermanator's going to throw a fight. We know that, okay? But the Republicans kind of have an issue here, too. Here's the problem, okay? You got two different bills. You got the Clarity, okay? Clarity came from the House. The White House has already said, look, the House version, it's cool, but it's not cool enough. The Senate is like, all right, we're going to take the Clarity Act and we're going to build on top of it. We're going to kind of make it our own thing. So it's kind of a power play. So now you got the people in the Senate going, it's cool, but not cool enough. The House is like, but we thought our stuff was pretty cool. That's why we passed it. So now you've got a power play between Republicans, between the House and the Senate, because now you have to hope that the Republicans in the House are cool with the Senate's version. And the problem we got there is it's a very, very tight gap in the Senate itself. And for the Senate version, what they want to make sure is what? Clear definitions. So we got some strong hurdles here. The other problem is we don't want corruption, right? Well, the Democrats don't want corruption either. Well, and guess what? The Republicans don't either. So if that's not ironclad, you're going to lose votes with that as well. So the big problem isn't like Warren, Maxine Waters, Shermanator, and all the other anti-crypto Democrats. The problem lies with the fact that the Republicans control the majority by such a slim margin that even losing a few Republican votes could spell doom for crypto. We're going to have to pay attention to that because remember, ego is big in politics. And if it's one side going, yeah, this is our version that passed, the Senate's version, and the House is like, well, okay, go f*** yourselves. We're not going to approve your version unless we modify it our way. Well, then you might have a power struggle happening. Overall, crypto volume is nasty hot right now. Up 32% to 215 billion. Altcoin season sliding, 30 out of 100. What's happening right now? BTC and ETH are strong, while the rest of the alts are kind of sliding. HBAR, we talked about it. Look at this. Broke that 25-cent mark. That's one of my alert zones right now for HBAR, sub 25 cents. That's a big key, everyone, all right? We really are going to have to pay attention to this. Zoom out for the 1 month and you're like, yeah, but bro, we've broken 25 cents before. We have, and we've popped back up. But we need to see if HBAR can consistently maintain that 25-cent action. Don't get me wrong. I think you can snipe deals well lower than 25 cents. But look, there has to be a point in time where we feel comfortable with it. I don't have the same trust in the floor strength of HBAR as I do with XRP. Volume for HBAR? Okay. 383 million in volume. Good for HBAR standards. Not the best for overall market standards. To give you an idea, XRP, 8.6 billion in volume. Yeah, it's like way night and day different. Now, XRP, here's the issue we kind of have right here, okay? You know this move on up right here? That's the move with Ripple SEC case. That was a good 10-cent pumperoni, right? We got to 337 action, somewhere around in there. Well, now we're starting to see that peel away. But we don't want to see that all completely peel away. So the problem we're looking at here is, yeah, $3 floor, not a question. The problem we got is we don't want to lose the entire gain from the SEC case. You see this gain pump right here? This is the 7-day. We've already started eroding a fair amount of move. Before we hit that move, we were at 304 with XRP. Like I said, we got to like 337 and change, somewhere around in there. So what does that put us at? 33 cents. Divide 33 cents by 2. That gives us 16 cents. We're darn near close to eroding about 50+% of that move already. So yeah, let's not lose that. Floor, confident. SEC case, not confident that we're going to bounce back up to that 330 and maintain it. I am good with the 3 though. See, we got to start paying attention to this stuff because we're at some key points with XRP and HBAR, and because we don't have much guidance in the month of August, we're going to be very sensitive to what? Some negative stuff. And with Crcl releasing earnings tomorrow, we have to see if the crypto market is negative or sensitive to what? Crcl. So let's hope they've got some good earnings tomorrow for all of us in the crypto world. So this is where we start learning a lot about crypto in the month of August. How strong is crypto? Will things like Crcl affect altcoins, or is that just going to kind of be more of like a BTC store of value, or is that not going to touch crypto at all? What's going to happen with the negative Nancy's on the part of Regs? Yeah, I mean, we know we've got them, but is it going to spill over to the power play side of the Republicans? Oh, it's my bill that was the one that passed. No, it was my bill. Oh, no, now no one's bill is frickin' passing. Well done. Yeah. Meanwhile, HBAR breaking 25 cents. Not good, but let's hope it pops back up. XRP, we're losing a lot of the SEC Ripple case momentum. That's not good, but like I said, we're holding 3, so there's the positive spin. This is news. It happens several times a day. Actually, news happens all day. And crypto trades 24/7, 365. That's why I bring you the news every day unless it's a travel day. Actually, that's not true. Because my last vacation, I brought you news every day, even my travel days. I found ways to work it in with my travel days. I brought you news early in the day and then I traveled. It actually worked out pretty good. I think I might do that in the future. Why? Because I'm traveling again. Check out behind me. See the cool blanket? That's a guade blanket. Yeah, probably going to get myself another one. Why? Because I lock it there. Choo-choo what? Choo-choo blue-haired giraffes, or ETH, that identifies as some sort of crypto